We have guests watching.
Some government institutions like the Ministry of Health, National Medical Stores and Parliament have ordered restrictions to premises for those who fail to get vaccinated against COVID-19. The measure was first adopted by selected resident district commissioners pressured to oversee an increase in number of the vaccinated. But the minister responsible for the presidency, Millie Babalanda, has rebuffed the prohibitive measure, categorically cautioning government officials against denying services to the public on account of their vaccination status. Legal brains concur that the lack of an enabling law to compel the public to be vaccinated is a major impediment.
Because when you're talking about a law or a policy that you're putting in place, there have to be sanctions for non-compliance. So if you're telling me that I must vaccinate because of COVID-19, then there must be a penalty for not. But when you're mandating vaccination by refusing people to access information and services or public spaces, there you're instead limiting another right which is not tagged towards vaccination.
The restriction of access to public spaces makes the matter worse.
We've seen the pregnant women between the gestation of 0 to 4 months, the vaccination is not safe for them. So what happens if I'm expecting and I'm seeing to my first trimester, but I need to access maybe the NSSF building. I have to access the URA offices, but I'm stopped.
However, the lawyers note the presence of clauses in the law providing for mandatory vaccination, notably the Immunization Act of 2017, which mandates the health minister to order the administration of vaccines in case of an epidemic.
We have provisions where you can limit human rights under Article 45, where it necessitates public interest. Public interest has been interpreted by our courts of law to mean that you can limit human rights where it involves public health situations.
Despite this, the legal minds foresee court battles in relation to COVID-19 vaccination.
Judicial officers must be ready to receive these cases, to hear these cases, because if the Ministry of Health cannot justify why it is imposing such restrictions and such measures onto the population, if it can't prove those measures, then any individual has the right to sue them.
The limited accessibility to the vaccines is a major impediment to the implementation of a mandatory vaccination program. They instead advise government to find ways of ramping up the vaccination, including publicity campaigns, complete with incentives. Jackson Onyango, NTV.